We're going to try something a little different to maybe help people understand the mechanics of opening a dental closed bite without actually opening the bite skeletally. And I'm going to draw a little bit on this board over here, and I've got some teeth we rigged up, and they're kind of stuck on there with magnets, and we'll show you what movement takes place. And we build two, if we're going to open this bite, like we're going to lower these anterior teeth. I'll take the lower ones down, and of course the upper ones will go up, and we're going to use our 6-year molars as the base for pushing those teeth. And in this case I have back there the birth of the intruding wire, and I put a wire like this or similar to this on a young man, and he left for about 6 months and came back, and he had this real deep bite where you could hardly see his lower anterior teeth when he came in. And we rigged this thing up, and back then we had bands on them, and he bit on that. And in 6 months he came back because he couldn't bite his front teeth together, and that's why he came back in. And all of that force that took the lower teeth down and the upper teeth up, and they were over like this, and it had him where he couldn't get his front teeth together. That's why he came back. And I thought, well, there's something here. And I looked back at his 6-year molars, and they were just a little bit like this one would be. You'd be prizing down on it. It was down a little bit on the front and down a little bit down here. And the occlusion, this guy chewed like mad, see? He really bit into things. And that's why this Carrier appliance works. 6-year molars are hard to lift up. So the force to push them up is easier than it is to push these down. Now you got the whole front end up here, he's pushing down. If you took two perfectly identical teeth and put them in there, and you pushed one down by pushing the other one up, this one would go up about 4 times to this one going down. Of course, it's going into the bone. This other one's coming out in the air, see? So anyway, he chewed on these teeth and kept them from moving very much at all. And that's what we harness when we go in and put the intruding wires to level this out. Now this is going to make this go down some, and if you're afraid that it's going to go down and you've got somebody that's got too much vertical anyway to start with, you can go in and do something that will keep that from happening. And I wanted you to see that. Like, we would come in and bond some acrylic over the top of these teeth, something like that, about a couple of millimeters thick or maybe more, and they would bite into that, and they couldn't get these teeth in here together, and that would hold these teeth apart. And as you pull up on this, these teeth have to bite harder, and if you don't think putting a pad on top of your teeth will make you bite more, you just put some on there and leave it, and you can put a pad on one side of your mouth, and it'll close. Those teeth will go up, and these teeth over here that don't touch, in about 2.5 or 3 months, they'll be touching over here. You take this thing off, and these teeth that are touching hit, and you've got a big gap over here, and they come back together again. That's just the way teeth operate. Now you have to think about this in 3 dimensions. I can't draw it on a board here in 3 dimensions. I guess you could if you were a super artist. You might could draw it on there, but I'm just in one phase, right? I mean, the two phase, of course, is width, and then it's just flat, so it's not round. So think of it as round. Now this arch wire here that we'd be biting on this pad, and we're wanting to lower these teeth, and we're going to raise these, and we're not going to open the person's bite at all, because any amount you move these two together, that's going to increase the vertical out here. If you go a millimeter here, it's usually about 2 millimeters out in the front of the mouth. And so you can mess up a case that's already got, they're kind of long in the lower third of the face, and you can mess them up. If you make them worse, that's bad. So this is the way that you can keep from making it worse. And if you don't need that and you got a lower angle, just leave it alone, let it open up. So this arch wire is down, but it goes around to the other side, the teeth over here, and we raise it up and we hook the arch wire to this tooth, to these teeth over here. In other words, your arch wire would be hooked to a bracket right in here. And in other words, you take a spring like this. Now, you learn how to bend this. To bend this, I could show you how to bend them, but I'll draw it over here a little bit. You got your wire coming and you bend it down, just kind of so gradually, and come back and make a circle like that. And now you taper it off and come over here and you bend down and you come back like that. You engage this in your tooth, in the brackets of the teeth, and you raise this up and hook it to the teeth that's out here. And that puts up a constant force to make these teeth go down. And if you don't think it'll flatten and level the case out, you put that on them, and then you put your regular braces on there to straighten up your bicuspids, and it'll do about 10 or 12 things. I've got a video on that too, showing the different things it'll do. But now, this will move almost none, and this will go down. And while you're doing that, if the uppers drop and the lowers come up, you put them on both of them. Some cases, it's one arch will be just flat, and the other one will be totally bent. So you just need one on one side, maybe some little bit of force in the arch wire up above, but I've had cases we just needed to use one like that. So we can bring these down and these up, and you can flatten the case out and start correcting your class 2 correction. Actually, I've had cases that were class 2-ish, and they wanted to get their jaw forward. In other words, they might have crowding the retrodiscal tissue back here, and the person would be maybe not in real bad pain, but they're uncomfortable back here. They don't like it, and they want to bring their teeth forward. So you unlock the case, and then there's space in here, and these teeth will just move forward with no help at all. And sometimes we have to do a little help, so we put a little class 2 elastics on it. I even had a case once that was class 2, division 2 like this, and I opened it and straightened. Well, I started opening and started straightening it at the same time. And when I got here, the teeth, the lower jaw, moved from class 2 till it was slightly class 3. In other words, from back here, way out here. So you need to kind of learn that, and just experience will teach you an awful lot. But Benjamin Franklin said, experience is a great teacher, but a fool will learn from no other. So it's good to kind of know what you're going into when you get in there, and that's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to hush up and thank you for watching, and I hope this means something to you and you can help understand about teeth moving around and what supports them. Just always think in 3 dimensions anyway. Think of it, never think of it as a flat thing. It's always round, and do that. And hopefully you learn how to open bites that are closed and not open the bites skeletally. So I'll hush up and